got a play button. Isn't it so pretty? How's it going, everybody? It's Wednesday again. It is Wednesday. And we are back to do some thumbnail reviews. We're doing a few different things today. We had some challenges. There was one that was called Look at My Thumbnails, John. And I collected a bunch of submissions, and we're going to take about 30 minutes in the middle of the stream to kind of go over those things. First, I'm going to jump over to this Twitter contest. And then after that, we're going to do some thumbnail reviews. And basically, if you haven't been here before, all you got to do is look in the description, and there are two links. One is for gaming channels, and one is for non-gaming channels. And you just kind of fill out which one applies to you, and they get randomly selected. And then if you get selected, then we kind of go over your thumbnail. Now, all you got to do is just submit the video link that the thumbnail is on for us to check out. If you just submit your channel, I don't know which thumbnail you want me to look at. So, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And first, what we're gonna do is we have a thumbnail winner on Twitter, and it is this guy, Aaron Clayton, the Serpenguin, right? That is this guy right here. So this is the thumbnail that won, and every week we have a little Twitter contest that hold on one second. Okay, yeah, we have a little Twitter contest that you can kind of submit your thumbnails, and they pick a winner, and then we get to check out the winner's thumbnail here. So that's what we're doing. So this was the winner, Serpenguin, and I think okay. I dig the let me turn this music down real quick. I dig the idea, but I can't understand quite what's going on in it. I can, like, after taking a minute, I can see it says Monster Hunter in the back. I'm pretty sure. But what you used is the background. By the way, he's holding swords, and I had a difficult time understanding that too. It's the background that you chose. It blends too much in with the thing you're trying to show in the foreground. And with the Monster Hunter in, like, the text in the background, it's so cut off, and it's also an extra element that just kind of, like, complicates things. It becomes so cluttered with all of these different things. So I would try to simplify things a little bit. First, obviously the most powerful part of this thumbnail is you holding the swords, so I would keep that part. I would pick a different background, maybe something not so focused on a monster, because you're, like, competing with the background here. Like, what am I supposed to look at? If you're in an environment, let's just look up Monster Hunter environment. Yeah. And if there's one that's kind of like bluish, I think that would really make your swords pop. Like blue, clouds, anything that's kind of the opposite. Yeah, see, any of these would work. And if you do have the Monster Hunter Wilds thing in your, the logo in your foreground, then you don't have to put it in the background, and people can obviously tell what the game is. I mean, honestly, any of these backgrounds would work, and you would stick out further than those. Or you would definitely contrast much better than those. Not this one, though. See, this one would probably pose the same type of problem, but this one right here would allow enough negative space for your swords to stand out. You would see them much better. This one would work pretty well, but I'm not sure it gives the vibe that you're trying to get, like desert atmosphere. So yeah, any of those would work much better than the background you have here. I would just remove the background and that text. The text might be a part of the background, so just kill the background and change that up. And if you want to put the Monster Hunter Wilds logo in the foreground, I would probably put it in, like, at the bottom here, maybe a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's what I would do. I think that would work really, really well for you. If you want to see what works, I'd recommend checking out other Monster Hunter Wilds thumbnails. Okie doke. let's move on to a couple submitters. Cool. All right. Just getting right into it. Cool. All right. You can just close all these things. All right. So I haven't even clicked through here yet. Oh, I don't even have my dark mode turned on. There we go. By the way, that's like a pretty nifty Chrome extension to turn everything into dark mode. I love it. I use it all the time. Okay, click individual and then individual, and we will go ahead. That one was gaming, so we'll jump to non-gaming. Let's just pick a random number here and get rolling. Number 45. All right, sci-facts. All right. It's going a bit slow today. I'm looking into getting a new computer. Yeah, by the way. I'm sick of this one. It's held up long enough, I think. It's stuck in there, but now it's time to move on to something else. Waiting. There it is. Okay. So, this thumbnail here says no more sun. It sort of looks like an eclipse, or talking about an eclipse. Sort of. No more sun. What if the sun went out is the name. Okay, it's a cool thumbnail. I wonder if there's a better way to give this idea. Like, showing the sun and this cool, but what if you showed the results of it instead? Like, yeah, I think if you showed the results, that might be a little more interesting to people. People would relate to it more if it was like on the Earth, like from the Earth's perspective. Like, of course, you could make an Earth in an ice block, and sure, that would make sense, I guess. But it makes me wonder if there's like a scarier way. Like I'm trying to think, what would Corridor Crew do if the sun went out? What would their thumbnail look like? Because they do certain things, like if the Universal logo was real and it shows it in the sky, how big it would look from the Earth. Or they do here. Let's just look it up. Corridor Crew mirror moon. Like, what if the moon was made of mirrors? I think that one was pretty cool. They do. Yeah, so, like, oh, glass, that's it, glass moon. So that isn't what I was thinking. Hold on. That's from space. Let's go with the universal thing. Come on, universal. So what if the universal logo was real? And you can kind of see it from, that's a little more novel, but you get the idea. From the perspective of the ground, I think would be really, really cool. So what if the sun went out? I'm just curious. What if the sun went out? I'm curious what actually shows on YouTube right now. Oh, of course, Vsauce did one. What if the sun disappeared? That, because it's Vsauce, it worked, but that is not a thumbnail that I think would be super interesting. There's your cold Earth there. That was one of the ideas I had mentioned. See, this is the kind of thing I'm thinking. Like, what if the sun went out? If you showed the sun looking like super dim somehow, like a dwarf star. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. But if you showed the sun looking super dim or super giant in the sky from the ground perspective, I don't know what would happen if the sun went out. So whatever scientifically what it would look like, and then of course hammed up a little bit, I think that would be cool. So if it does look like an eclipse, if that's what you're talking about, putting it from the perspective of the ground, and of course you can see more of space and the Milky Way and stuff, I think that would do really well. So if you got rid of no more sun, if you got rid of this hand thing over here, and you focused more on this in the sky and like maybe some buildings or whatever, I think that would work really well. I think that's a cool idea. gesagt. Yeah, yeah, just like this, exactly just like this. But yeah, like look how cool that is. I would click on that if I'm surprised they didn't use that as a thumbnail. That's very, very cool. So yeah, that's what I would do. And let's move on to gaming, shall we? Number 15. Mega MG Studios. Let's see what you got. Bow, 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 bow. Is it Minecraft? It's not. It doesn't look like Minecraft. Well, it doesn't look like anything right now. Oh. Man, this is so ridiculous. Yeah, I got nothing else extra running. I even actually shut off Photoshop, so nothing I can do about it. All right. This says not scientifically possible, and okay. So because I'm, first of all, I think the reflection thing that you did in the water is really cool. So that's awesome. You need to feed you mice more. What? You need to feed you mice more, John, Mr. John, so they run faster. Oh, about the like, okay, about the computer. I thought you were talking about my mic was giving feedback or something, and you misspelled a lot of words. Okay, I got you. Okay, all right. So yeah, first of all, I just think that the text in the water reflection thing is cool. So kudos on that. Because I'm so zoomed into it, I can understand that this is a truck with what looks like a gun on the back of it, maybe. But if I'm scrolling through on my phone, actually, you know what? It still does kind of look like it. So, all right. I guess I would understand it, but I don't understand the concept though of what's going on here. So it's a truck in a water. Or it's a truck in some water with a gun, and it says not scientifically possible. Grand Theft Auto 5 logo up here. Okay, let's see what this is. The worst designed vehicle in GTA Online. Okay. Let me see if we can get a look at the car first. Okay, all right. Things make sense now. Man, I think that you just overcomplicated the idea a little bit. Not showing the actual vehicle is a tactic that can be used on thumbnails to kind of prevent people from knowing what it is. So they have to click on the video to find out. But in this situation, with a gun on the back, I think GTA players are gonna understand what it is already. I think maybe showing it and pointing out something that's wrong, like, see, this kind of information, I think can be vague enough on a thumbnail to make people click to understand what you're saying. So I don't think, I'm not saying that you were trying to hide the truck. It's just what the design sort of looked like. But if you pointed at something and said, this is not possible, and it made more sense, then I guess I can understand that that's kind of what you're trying to get here, but I don't know, like, is it supposed to float? Is that what's going on? These floaty things? Because that's not what I'm getting from this image, okay? So I guess, style and aesthetic wise, you're like so close. I think you got it. It's just conveying that idea a little bit more, pointing at something I think that would benefit you a little bit better. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. It's just, it's tough to understand. And somebody said make the vehicle bigger. I would do that. I would definitely make it visible too. I mean, you could even have it in the water still and point out like what's actually not possible. Even this image right here would make more sense. I mean, you're clearly a smart dude. You might have to dumb it down in the thumbnail, right? Like, I wouldn't put this in the thumbnail. I would like point and say that this can't happen. Like, this blows my mind, but you know you're getting value when you watch it. So I would just I would just clear it up in the thumbnail a little bit and point out what is actually not possible. Yeah, I think that would... Man, if you did experiments, that would also be something to kind of show, like, what it did in the game versus, like, what you actually proved in real life. Looking up scientific experiments, like experiment thumbnails, I think would probably help as well, just to kind of see what they do. Because if you have the game on the left and then your experiment on the right, like, it's not like a before and after, it's just kind of like, this is like fiction and this is reality, and you can kind of show how much value you, or how much effort you put into your experiment. That promises value before anybody even clicks. So just a couple things to consider. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. Okie doke, let's move back to non-gaming. Put my video in the gaming one. Uh-oh. Just submit it in the other one. Because I won't look at it if it's in the wrong one, but I will look at it if it's in the right one. Okay, that is 19. Toss and plastic. Yum, 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 Gatorade. Okay, this one is about disc golf. I think I've seen this channel before, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, I definitely have, because I remember how cool it is that they trace the line. I thought that was always super cool. Unless that's something that all disc golf channels do, in which case it doesn't make it any less cool. Okay, what would you throw? What would you throw? Turn that down here. What would you throw? Okay, I don't understand that question, but maybe people in disc golf do. Like, what would you throw? How far would you throw? Like, okay. Either way, I'm not so sure that the question is as enticing as you think it might be. All right, 643 feet from where you're standing to the goal, basket. I don't know what you call it in disc golf. And, okay, winds 45 miles per hour. So I think these two things are cool. It kind of shows you the setup, but I don't know if what would you throw is the best word to put in there. Let's see what else could it be. I just don't know if what would you throw is in it. Okay. It's a far shot, so a normal driver might not work as well, hence the question. Oh, what disc would you throw is what it's saying. Okay, the kind of disc. All right, a lot of people seem to understand. It's what type of disc. I just didn't know. So there are different weights. I do know that, but I was thinking, what would you, like, how far would you drive, basically? So what would you throw? What would you pick makes more sense to me, but if y'all play disc golf and that makes sense to you, then cool, it makes sense to you. If you show multiple different drivers or different types of discs, then I would understand it immediately on the thumbnail, but just as a question, I don't get it. Because I don't see it, I don't have enough context to know that that's the question that they're asking. So, outside of that, I think the thumbnail's fine. It might be a little too complicated because of the amount of elements, but if there was like, if there was a little bit of a display at the bottom, and then it's like 643 feet to the blah and winds 45 miles per hour, I think that could help. because it would simplify the amount of elements you have, and then your text could be in there along with multiple discs or whatever. But that's just me brainstorming. I think that what you have is fine already. I was obviously way confused about the what would you throw. I don't know how many people would be confused about that, but there's an outside perspective for you. Some people already knew what it is, so take that however you want it. Hopefully it does well, and maybe it works out. Okay, let's move back to gaming. I'm not a disc golfer, so I don't understand a question like that. What would you throw? What would you pick? Which disc would you pick? Yeah, that would make more sense. But if people say what would you throw a lot in that sport, then it makes sense to that target audience. Okay, somebody was confused. Is what it is. Is what it is. That's really the best. But disc golf is the game. Is a game. Disc golf is a game. I don't understand what that means. I saw is capitalized like it was the emphasis. Okay. So yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, good, but the good is red, so that doesn't make sense. And then versus Modern Warfare 3, and that's bad, but the X is green, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, so this is about the only time that I'll talk about color theory, and a lot of people have asked, like, you know, what colors go together? Do you pay attention to color theory and like contrast and complementary colors? And I'm like, look, I just pay attention to what feels right, and I trust my gut on that sort of stuff. But when it comes to connotation, red equals bad, green equals good, red equals fail, green equals pass. That's pretty obvious. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we've dealt with our whole lives from school. Like, that's just the kind of thing it is. A green check mark, yeah. It's like if a check mark can be red if it's kind of alone in color wise, right? If there's only one color of icon, then it makes sense. But to give a green X, it's very weird. So anyway, red stop, green go. Yeah, you got it. Outside of that, there's a lot going on here. As far as elements, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements, and you try to keep it to 3 to 4. So let's see what would kind of work. Black Ops versus Modern Warfare. I just want to see what kind of and I want to go back to yours in a second too, because your title offers something different that we can try. Black Ops, Modern Warfare. This one's pretty simple. The multiplayer of Black Ops versus Modern Warfare. So this one doesn't even talk about multiplayer in the thumbnail, and I think that that's okay. I think just a side-by-side gives enough information that there's a comparison going on in this video, and when you jump to the title, you understand what they're comparing. So then this one they're comparing graphics, physics, and details, but they don't include any of that in the thumbnail either, right? So you've got one on the left, one on the right, and then the two logos, and that's it. And you know that they're being compared. So let's jump back to yours real quick. Hold on, I want to see a couple more. That one is interesting. I think that this one really sticks out to me with the amount of negative space it has. It didn't perform as well as those other two, but I really love the look of that. But just because I love the look of it doesn't mean that it works in that niche or for that target audience. And this one looks overly complicated to me, but it has 1.5 million views, so go figure. And that's a 21 times outlier on the vidIQ tool. So they probably didn't. That video probably didn't get popular just because the channel was popular. That probably did well for them. Okay, let's head back to your thumbnail real quick. Okay, first, I would take the verses out. It looks childish, almost. It kind of, yeah. It's got like halftone. I think that's the word, halftone. Those little dots, and the halftone with the gradients and the double stroke. It gives this comic book feel that I could see on like a Mr. Beast video or something. But it just doesn't seem appropriate. That said, you used... Hold on, real quick. Top 5 reasons why Black Ops 6 is better than Modern Warfare 3. Okay. So instead of using the images that you used... Okay, first, let's just take the 2 logos and make them small and at the bottom, okay? That part's done. Now we're going to do half and half. On the left, you've got Black Ops 6, and think about one of the reasons, right? You've got full campaign, omni movement, zombies. Okay, let's just say zombies for now. Okay, on the left, you have zombies from Black Ops 6, and on the right, you have zombies from Modern Warfare 3. I'm pretty sure Warfare 3 had zombies as well. And so if you just show what they look like, the actual gameplay on the left and on the right per each game, I think that would work really well for you. New maps you could also show, and it would be the same half and half. Weapon attachments aren't F-worded. Gotta watch my language on this one. Yeah, you could do on the left. And yeah, you could do on the left and right just the differences in weapons. And honestly, if you just tried like 2 of those and just saw what worked, and then you can just keep switching them out. You could use the A/B tool if you want. I'm not so confident in it. I don't recommend it after a lot of the stuff that I've learned. But and the stuff that I've learned is all theory anyway. It's not something that I can really say with uber confidence, but I don't use it anymore. But yeah, I would just try those ideas and really, really simplify it. You don't need the check mark. You don't need the X, because people need to click your video to understand what your opinion is. So this can be a spiky point of view, which is what some people aim to do, saying if Black Ops 6 is popularly said to be worse than Modern Warfare 3, like that's popular opinion, then the checkmark and X could work. But if you're saying stuff that a lot of people agree with, you might just want to leave it out anyway, so they can click and understand your opinion a little bit more, and that would be a reason to click. Okay, all right. Hopefully that helped. Cool. Let's move back to non-gaming. Just running through these. Number 44. Chris Alupului. Chris Alupului. Okay, sorry. Cybersecurity. All right, dude, you didn't give a video link. It's just the link to your channel, so unfortunately there's no thumbnail I can take a look at. Yeah, we just got to move on, which sucks because I am so into cybersecurity, but I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. You pasted a Google Forms link here, PrevMed Health. So I'm not sure what that is, but also I'm not going to click it. Number 9. It wasn't a Google Forms. It was something else, forms.gle or something. All right, 2 Feet Outdoors. Friend of the show. Let's see what we got. Damn. 2.5 hour video. Nice. With your editing, dude, I think that's going to do that's going to do really well for you. Sure enough. I didn't even have to say, or didn't even have to see it. Okay. Yeah, this one is going to have some legs for sure. Okay, so before I jump to the title, what I'm seeing is it looks like you're in a lighthouse, right? And the 26 miles, I don't know what that means. Are you 26 miles in the air? Because I don't think you are, but that could be what that means. Is the coast 26 miles long? Or are you 26 miles away from something? I just want to make it clear to you that that doesn't there's not much clarity in what the 26 miles is. And that said, there might be something cooler that you can say on your thumbnail. So let's see what we got here. The ultimate 3-day solo backpacking journey across Fire Island. Okay. The 26 mile thing still doesn't make sense to me, except for you probably like hiked or backpacked for 26 miles. So I guess that could be it. But that said, it's just not enticing. I'm not exactly sure if that's the stakes you really want to focus on. There might be something different. And that said, I mean, if that was, you journeyed across Fire Island, but you focused on this lighthouse in the thumbnail, it makes me wonder if the lighthouse was a big part of the story. No, okay, so it was just you wanted to show the entire island. I get it. Wow, it's at the end too. Like it was that was the goal too. That was pretty cool. I think that just the packaging in general, like I would start with the thumbnail right now. I think that the thumbnail is great. I think the 26 miles might not be as cool as something else that you could put there, but man, I wish I could come up with an idea for you that would make it more interesting to to a wider audience. I'm just drawing a blank right now. The ultimate 3-day solo backpacking journey. Okay, let's just see what solo backpacking journey brings up on YouTube, because this could be a way to generate an idea. "26 miles of hell." That's good, Slavgard. I think that generates enough curiosity, I'd say. It doesn't explain kind of what the 26 miles is, but if it's of hell, then I assume that it was like I don't know, I just assume it was backpacking. Now, am I biased because I already know that it was backpacking? I don't know. If it really was hell, though. Yeah, if it was easy, then you could lie, I guess. Alone. All right, that's okay. Alone. Day in the life. Alone. Wow, they're all everybody's alone in this niche. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't think alone is that cool, personally. I mean, it seems to work for the niche, but like it's a solo trip, so it's whatever. Yeah, anyway, I would just brainstorm on what else you could put on that thumbnail, text-wise. Outside of that, like I guess the arrow was confusing me too, because I wasn't sure if it was pointing at like this island here or the lighthouse or whatever. So if for instance it was 26 miles of hell, then I probably wouldn't put the arrow in it, and then I would just have to click to find out what was hell, what was 26 miles or whatever. But with the arrow, it's like it's about the lighthouse for me, or so, I don't know. Hopefully that helps. There's a little bit of an outside perspective for you. Either way, I still think that video is going to do really well for you. I mean, I know what your editing is like, and I mean, 2.5 hours of hanging with you, I think people are really going to enjoy that. Is 26 miles somehow impressive or something like that? Coming from nature trips? uh, I guess. I guess maybe not to you. All island in 26 miles. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move back to gaming. A little music transition. Number 53. I was thinking about getting some like lo-fi to. So I did this. I did this thumbnail like breakdown stream where I had like 10 channels ahead of time, and I spent a whole evening going through all of them and preparing each like a form or like just a breakdown, basically an audit, and then I gave them the forms, and it was for Creator Now. And I went back and watched it, and I realized kind of how annoying it was to try to listen to me break down a thumbnail and have the music on at the same time, because the music is like super poppy, upbeat, and it's like if it was like lo-fi or whatever, I wouldn't mind it, but yeah, I think it's tough to try to listen to me, so yeah, I got real annoyed with that, which is why I stopped playing music when I'm talking. Brewski's video games. Low-key ambience. Yeah, that's what I was thinking with the lo-fi. Or I could use my Star Trek Enterprise ambient noise. But I think we might get copyright claimed on that. Okay, Ghost of Tsushima gameplay walkthrough part 1 intro. Okay, it's a walkthrough. Word. Number 1. Okay, I don't know if you're doing a walkthrough, does number 1 really give the information that you need, or does like prologue give it, right? Because like if I'm doing a walkthrough, I want the videos that I'm watching to have the chapters that I know are in the game. So if it was like Final Fantasy 7 or whatever, I would know that I'm looking for the walkthrough for Slums, not number 3, right? So hopefully that makes sense to you. Yeah, number 1 is no good. Okay. Let's take a look at Ghost of Tsushima walkthroughs. I'm just curious what other people were doing. And I might be off base on that, but like walkthroughs used to be strategy guides in my day. Back in my day, in 2006, yeah, so like they would just come as gigantic books separated into chapters or whatever, or levels or parts. And so yeah, I guess I'm wrong. Part 1, part 2. Oh no, they actually do, they do both. Okay, I get it now. But yeah, I guess I was wrong. Wow. They had it labeled in the title though, which is useful, I'd say. I just want to take a look at this playlist if it wants to load. Okay, part 1 intro, part 2 Jin, part 3 Bow, part 4 Hot Springs, part 5. Okay, so they kind of do a little bit of both. And they also have the console, so that might be something you want to include. Part 1 intro. Okay, so yeah, all the info I gave you before, I guess ignore it, because I'm out of touch on that one, and I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong, because it happens all the time. I'm not a politician. Okay, let's see what works here. They kind of pick the yeah, we'll do the Discord stuff here in a second. They kind of focus on Jin, and it might be something that you want to try to do at least for the intro. It's going to be a really tough space for you to compete in because it's so saturated already. It's not a new game. So I think to separate yourself out a little bit, try to do a little bit of what they're doing by focusing on the main character, but offer a different image. something that's like really unique to your gameplay, I guess. And that might have been what you did. I'm just like, this is not a bad thumbnail for what you're doing. I'm just saying you're gonna have a tough time, and it seems like you're already doing most of what you need to do. So it's just gonna be real tough for you. All the ones that seem to work well have the word part in them rather than the number sign. So that's something else to consider. Okay. Hopefully that helps a little bit. It's gonna be difficult, and I'm sorry about that. But something also to note is all of these images that they used are like close up to the face images. Like they have a theme going, and I saw that you did the same thing, so I'd recommend keeping that up. All these very close images of characters. My ultimate suggestion would be to keep practicing, and then kind of find a way to separate yourself out with a new game eventually. But that's up to you. You do what you got to do. Okay, let's move on to this Discord situation. All right, so what had happened is we did this thing called "Look at My Thumbnails, John" in Discord, and everybody submitted. The whole point was to give you advice before you uploaded the video, and I had that Creator Now stream in the middle between when we put it up and now. So some of you had already uploaded the video, and that's okay. But from the Creator Now stream, I knew how long this would take me, and so I picked like 4 or 5 channels. I think I picked 4, and then one of them I just have a little bit of advice for. So let's just go ahead and break these down. I tried to pick different niches because there were like 20 different gaming, and a couple people just submitted a thumbnail and asked for advice, and that's not what that was for. So apologies, you didn't get picked. Anyway, let's jump to this. Stems. Okay, I got some advice for you. First of all, this is Stems thumbnail. Chain link only. Okay, so this is for the game Rust, and it's cool. I really like the thumbnail, and it was pretty clear that you were paying attention to your niche and what your target audience liked. Now, normally I would kind of let this go as good enough, but because we did this, because I had time, I really broke down what works. So first of all, I just wanted to show you some things that worked here. They allowed for some negative space, and with your image, you kind of filled out every little bit of negative space with either text or the arrow, and then down here is going to be covered anyway by the time. So when you try to take up all the negative space you can, it doesn't allow itself to be separated on Google's home feed. So if it's just a bunch of busyness, then you don't really separate yourself. I've pointed this out before, but if you have so much negative space around this area and then something in the center, it will stick out to people on the home feed. Let me jump into this Creator Now stuff, because I have a couple examples that I kind of want to point out. Oh, come on. All right, outside of that, the red arrow is fine. Some people use white text. Some people use yellow. Yellow pops off of blue really well, and that's okay. And then it seems like every single channel in the Rust niche uses a black stroke, which is just a black outline. So that's definitely something to focus on. Let me jump into this, because I just wanted to show you guys some examples. Come on now. So this is something I called "Where Do My Eyes Go?" And basically, when I open YouTube, I'm trying to pay attention to where my eyes immediately go. Like, what do I immediately look at? And these two caught my eye immediately when I opened this. One, it's because of the amount of yellow on this, whereas no other thumbnail has a bunch of yellow on it. And then this one is because of the amount of negative space she used. There's nothing up here, there's nothing down here, and then all the other thumbnails have stuff everywhere. But this one just, because it kind of blended in with the background, it just worked in that moment. Here is another example of that happening with the dead internet theory image right here. It's just they left a lot of negative space around, and it doesn't only work for like dark black thumbnails. It can work for any color. That's just kind of what I wanted to point out to you. Okay, so that said, a lot of these channels do leave some negative space. Your font choice, it takes up all the negative space, so it's a little too tall. I would hold on, let's see here. Yeah, I would try to focus on. Okay, I would do a green grass, blue sky version if you could. But if your whole gameplay is in a winter area, then we'll talk about that here in a second. But I just kind of wanted to show you that these are the types that work. And the more I looked, oh my God, there were so many more. Green, blue, green, blue. It was everywhere, right? So now that we understand the whole green, blue thing going on in Rust, let's jump down to the first thumbnail suggestion I have. So yeah, the text could be changed. You have chain link only. It's kind of okay, but you focus on the amount of time that you're in that area, right? And here's a couple examples. This one just says island wipe, which I think could work for you. Chain link wipe or whatever, maybe. By the way, anybody who doesn't play Rust, wipe is one of those things that just makes sense in that niche. And then, so yeah, there's one version. And then, of course, if you do the amount of days that you were in it, you said you were in it for a week. So 7 days could work just fine. Or day 7 still here, that sort of thing. 7 days in there is, yeah, you get the idea. But I would kind of try to brainstorm on a different text that you would put in there. I can't remember, what is this channel here? Hold on. Sorry, I can't remember this channel name. Spoon Kid. All right, Spoon Kid 2. Spoon Kid 2 has interesting text on their thumbnails. It might be something that works for you. Of course, I can't remember their name, but these two are like the most popular, so you already know them. All right. If you don't, if your gameplay is all winter wonderland and you're trying to stand out there, then there's a couple other things we can try. But just know that the green and blue, that's what works. Oh, that's right. I did list the channels for you. Spoon Kid, and Ardo Live, and Gup. Okay, so we have this, and I found a couple others that could work. Let me, sorry. It is in the way of this camera. So I'm like looking at the camera. Okay. So the yellow might compete with the winter scene because it's like really out of place compared to here's a bunch of color and yellow kind of just mixes in with all that color. Winter gives more of a different vibe, and also you might want to allow for more negative space. So you can just pick a different font and make it smaller, and it can stick out like this. And I would focus on keeping the reds a little bit more dull and really make those blues pop. And that would give you a better feel. And this one, it's okay. The blues and that red arrow really pop, and then everything else is dull. But this green elevator button is so annoying to me. Don't do that, okay? Hopefully all that helps you. There's a couple different versions that you could try. I'm going to export this whole thing as a PNG and send it to you. Okay, let's move on to, hold on real quick. ADT Dev, okay? This one is a game dev. Okay, so the game dev niche. What I learned is that there are no rules for the game dev niche. When you think of game development, you think, okay, how can I stand out in this niche? How can I make my thumbnails connect to a game developer? Maybe I could put a Unity interface in there, or Unreal Engine, or like little tools that game devs use, or code or something. It doesn't work. That's not what works in game dev. What works in game dev is chaos. And like it just I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. But when I looked up game development stuff, every single thumbnail was totally different and I could not explain why they work. So the only thing you can do is experiment and try to create curiosity, because conveying the idea apparently is not a priority. Okay? So let's see what I did, because I had a couple ideas. This was your original. It's okay. So the title of the game would be "How I Accidentally Made an Unbeatable Game." Okay, and this was their idea. Which this is the kind of stuff that you would see in the game dev niche. Impossible. Whatever this is, it's apparently impossible. I have to click to understand what's going on. That's basically how it works. My first idea was to make these guys sharper and really make them stick out. So I did that. I just isolated it in Photoshop and sharpened it up, and then put like a little outline around it, and then I added a little bit of shadow on the bottom, as you can see. So there's the difference there. And I thought, all right, this is fine, but impossible might not make me want to click. It might not be that interesting. What else could I do to create curiosity and make it stand out? And this was my alternative. It's 1 in 100 million chance of this happening, and that seems to connect to me a little bit more. This background thing that I made, the surroundings, you can take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. I think that the curiosity matters most, and I just wanted to see it like a light mode version of it, I guess. So yeah, there you go. I will export that and send it over to you. Okay, takes two. 'Twas taken. This is the guy who does the "I tricked people into thinking I was an AI." We've seen that a couple times. But his idea here was to I survived 24 hours in 4D. Okay. Now, I didn't know that there's a bit of a trend about 4D stuff, because there's this Minecraft guy that developed Minecraft in 4D, and it's really interesting, and that's where these glasses come from. But he was trying to do something like Ryan Trahan, his 2D video, where Ryan Trahan lives in 2D, and it's just Ryan Trahan looking to the left, and it's like a blue sky with some green grass because it's Ryan Trahan, and then it just says the word "flat." And so I was thinking, okay, like let's see what kind of vibe we can give there. What he has here, it was weird. It's okay. It's just like not super crazy to me. Like, okay, it was weird. Cool. I don't have to click to see that. All right. But if you show them why it's weird, I think that helps a little bit more. So this dude, this is that developer for the Minecraft 4D thing. Basically, like, you can control things and start to see inside of them and stuff. And so I thought, okay, we can take that idea of a person kind of being cut in half, but they're not cut in half, you can just see through them. And then we can combine it with this idea of Ryan Trahan wearing glasses, VR glasses, and he's holding something. Okay, so I thought we could just combine that and then show the audience of kind of what it looks like in 4D. I mean, this is all whatever anyway. I don't know how you would do this video, but this is the kind of packaging that I would want to see. And so combining those two, I came up with this. It's just like I smacked it together super fast this morning. But you're wearing the glasses and you're looking up at something. At first I thought if you're holding a cup of water and you're pouring it out and the water looks all glitchy or something, or if you're like holding your hand up and like half of it you can see through. This X-ray was just to get the idea across, but I think it would be cooler if it looked more like this. I don't know how you do that. Might take some Photoshop work, but yeah, I think that this would get the idea across, like, there's some stuff to see in this video, you better click. So yeah, there's my idea for that. Okie doke, moving back to it's Asmana? I can't remember what this one is. Let's see. So I didn't make you anything on this one. I just wanted to point it out. So the idea is YouTube is removing the view count, and I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. This is just kind of like the idea that I would do, and I'm not sure if Rob or Dan has made a video about this yet. Okay, but this is kind of what I would like to see in a thumbnail about YouTube not having a view count. You have the hold on, I'm just gonna show you. You have a channel like right on the home feed, like this image right here. And hold on, let's see if I can do that again. Let me take a screenshot. Okay, there we go. So you have something like this. Goodness. Ridiculous. Okay, so you got something like this, and then you have the title or whatever, and you have somebody's profile picture, and what else would you have? The name of the channel, I guess. And so there's no view count, right? Or you have like a view count, but it's like scratched out. And then to create curiosity, I would say, what's next? Is this next? Or like with an arrow pointing at it, like what else is YouTube gonna get rid of? And in the video, I would kind of like, I don't know, theorize about that idea just to kind of bring it up, because when people see it, they're like, wow, YouTube really is getting rid of a lot of stuff. Is profile pictures next? Like, or are they gone? So you could just have little X's going across all these different little pieces of the interface, even thumbnails, and then people would click to kind of understand what you were talking about. So that would be my idea for that. I was gonna whip up one, but yeah, I just did not have the time for it. So that's what I would try. Yours is fine. I like the style. The dark with the red popping out, I think works really well. But the no view count, if you could see what it looks like more, like the view count being removed from that interface, that's what I would try. Okay, and then of course the what's next would be to create curiosity. And then I have one more guy. I didn't do anything for your thumbnail here, but Harrison saw your idea was to switch from a baseball niche to personal blogging, day in the life type stuff. And you have 11,000, almost 12,000 subscribers, and I bet most of them are here for baseball. And if you switch up, if you switch things up, I think you might end up running into some trouble as far as being able to build this channel up as your personal blog. I'd recommend starting a new channel and doing it that way. But I understand wanting to take advantage of the subscribers you have. Just know that most of them aren't here to learn about you. That I would assume most of them are here to talk about baseball. So just might be something to consider. Okie doke. And that's that for look at my thumbnails, John. Those that I did review, like I said, I will export a couple PNGs and send them over to you in the YouTube or in the vidIQ Discord. And yeah, that's that. Join the vidIQ Discord so that can happen to you too. All right, let's go back to the thumbnail reviews. All right, that was video games last. We're gonna do non-gaming. Number 21. Jumping back. Oh wait, actually we're doing 2-second tests. Right. Okay. All right, we will start with this. Yap Zaddy, but you don't know what that channel's about. So, yeah. It works. Okay. It's the 2-second test time. Cool? Cool. All right. Basically, the 2-second test is I show you a thumbnail and you have to guess what it was about. I show you the thumbnail for 2 seconds and you gotta guess. All right, this one I'm bringing up right now. Yeah, because, you know, when you scroll through YouTube, you don't give thumbnails more than like 2 seconds to understand them. And if they're hard to understand, you ain't watching that video. At least I'm not. So, yeah, I figured why not make a game out of it. Okay, you guys ready? I think this is only gonna... Okay, yeah. Nope, this is pretty good. All right, here we go. All right, what do we got? Let's get some guesses. What was that channel about? And I'm gonna go ahead and open gaming, get that ready. Minecraft, Roblox, nope, that one, it's not a gaming channel. Elon Musk, I would, nope. Not Elon Musk. Laser cats, spicy noodles, close enough. Fishing, evil power of the mind, someone is back, dude is back. Bad shrooms, being a cat in Discord. Okay, this is ridiculous. All right, so I don't know if this dude is like instantly recognizable, but it's Def Noodles, I guess. I don't know his face. If that's Def Noodles, I definitely wouldn't recognize his face. So for people that do know his face, though, I guess they'll pick it up. But let's just be clear about it. Def Noodles, you might, or like you're talking about Def Noodles, exposing Def Noodles' fake AI comeback. Okay, so Def Noodles is back, blah, 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 blah. If you had a picture of him with the word fake and it was pointing at him, it would make a lot of sense, right? Or if it just said fake Def Noodles with an arrow, then I think that would get the idea across. But yeah, just this image, I'm not so sure. That said, it is a 30 times outlier. It worked. It worked, definitely. So take that with a grain of salt. You don't have to change anything if it's already working. In fact, I'd recommend against it, but all these people didn't understand what it was. So just consider it. Just think about it, okay? Okay. All right, here's the next one. This one is gaming. This one is gaming. Yep, Zaddy. Yeah, no problem, man. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, congratulations for that doing so well compared to only like 1,000 some subscribers, and it was a good thumbnail anyway. It was done really well. It's just about conveying that idea. It might be a little difficult. Stats before and after. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. I saw that, but I don't know what game it is. GTA 5. Okay, somebody knew what game it was. Before and after GTA 5 player stats. Okay, you guys nailed it. You nailed it. Okay, so before and after. Stats before, low. Stats after, high. Okay, I think it makes sense, I guess. I don't know if I click it, are they going to give me tips on how to do it? I'm not so sure, but I don't think the thumbnail needs to explain that. I think it conveys the idea enough. As somebody who doesn't play Grand Theft Auto 5, I probably wouldn't know exactly what this was from, but I think most people probably do. And sure enough, more than 100 times outlier. It was clear enough. How to get max stats in GTA 5 story mode, fast and easy. For somebody with 2,000 subscribers, that is incredible. And yeah, everybody seemed to know. So the test works. Okay, great job. I wouldn't change anything. Please don't change anything. Yeah. Don't mess with success, as they say. I don't know if they say that. I heard it on King of the Hill one time, and I've said it ever since. Okay. Come on. All right, this one is always tough, but we're gonna roll with it. Sorry, it takes a second to load. This is a struggle. Okay, I mean, it's pretty simple to understand, I think. Here we go. All right, what do we got? What is this about? I will generate the next one while we get rolling. Who is Autodox? History of Auto, buried alive. Yeah, it's Autodix. Yeah. Whoever said Autodox, probably that was probably the same person correcting it. Goodness, what is happening? Okay, so yeah, who is Autodix? That is this profile of Auto. Yeah, it's pretty simple to understand. I mean, you could spice up the thumbnail if you want, but like as far as conveying the idea, which is the purpose of the 2-second test, I think you got it. Could it look better? Sure. But I think it design wise, I don't find it impressive personally, but it does everything that a thumbnail needs to do, except for maybe catch the eye. So like curiosity wise, this picture over here is like, what is that? It's scary. And this dude, like in the combination, it's freaky enough to me to want to know like, who is this dude? Aesthetic wise, I don't find it great, but as far as the other two, dude, I think you nailed it. I mean, I imagine this one probably performed kind of well. Let's, it would clickbait me since I'm on dark mode. Hey, yeah, for sure. Let's see how it did. 1,000 views. Not bad. David and History for the Ages. We've seen a couple of yours, and it's so tough because a lot of people don't know history. But yeah, I mean, what's cool is your thumbnails kind of set an expectation that you meet immediately, because like the way that they're designed, it's how your video is, and you're just teaching anyway. I would just kind of, I don't know, I would spice it up a little bit personally, but if this kind of stuff works for you, like if you took this and made it full screen, right? I'm not gonna open Photoshop right now, but if you took this and made it full screen, and then the text was white, who is Autodix 3-minute history, in like little, like a sub headline, which is like just in parentheses, I guess. And then you have this guy like a floating head with a drop shadow. It could work, but I think that would look really good, and it would still get the point across. So who is Autodix with this? Yeah, white text over this full screen picture, I think could work really well. But that might change up your style or whatever, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, let's move back to gaming. I already got one up. It's just, it takes so freaking long. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. It was Minecraft. It's or Roblox. It's one of those. Minecraft challenge, imposter, Minecraft challenge, Robcraft, Rob, yeah, killing a warden without armor. Yep, I'd say you guys nailed it. I mean, that's pretty clear. I'm not so sure why this subscribe. Oh, they probably completed subscriber challenges. So that makes sense to me. If that's not it, then I don't know why it's there. I completed your insane Minecraft challenges. Nailed it. Okay. I got nothing, dude. This is great. This does exactly what you want it to. I think it's also like, it's really cool looking. So I got nothing to say about that one. I hope that the idea works out really well for you, because it deserves it. I mean, it's not often that we see Minecraft stuff like blow minds, because it's such a saturated niche, but yeah, I think you got something really special. Okay, let's wait on this one to load. This one's not gaming, okay? It's not doing well. Well, you know, it's a saturated niche, is what it is. All you gotta do is keep trying. Oh man, I'm sorry. Reality Mike, you did not submit a video link. You gotta submit a video link. Okay, I think this one will work. I think people will understand what it is. Whether they would click it, though, I'm not sure. Let's see. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Okay, so it's pretty clear what it's about, but I'll let you guys guess. The boys' reaction. Nailed it already. Okay. Yep, it's the boys' reaction. I am not sure. The boys' reaction. I'm not sure that this stands out enough to be the one that gets clicked. Let's see. The boys. Oh, the boys react. Oh my God, it's not gonna be the boys' reaction. Okay. Here, let me turn that down real quick. You got Huey right in the middle, and then the reactors on each side. That might be a composition that works for you. If you could do that. The boys' reaction 1x02 and the caption. I would at least remove the reaction 1 season 1 episode 2 thing, and if you could, the reaction 2. I'd probably pick a different picture in general to focus on. The boys logo is okay, I would say. Season 1 episode 1. Okay, well, they include it there. Let's see what else here. They don't. So the boys logo real small, and then it shows a really ridiculous picture of Bloody Huey here. That might be what you want to try to do. I'm not so sure if like her Starlight's eyes are where, like, is that really what you want to be? Like, that's the crazy thing that you react to in this. I'm not so sure. So I know a lot of the stuff that you react to cannot be shown on YouTube or in a thumbnail, but you might want to consider what to put on the thumbnail to be a little more shocking. The bear reaction, that's not so great. Yeah. This one's okay too. I mean, you got the reactors in the back and then a main character in the front with the logo at the bottom. I would try that composition, that template. Definitely remove all this stuff down here. And the caption, that was probably an accident. It's not what you guys intended to do, but because it's in there, it's an extra element and it's a part of the thumbnail. So, yeah. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. Let's jump to gaming. That's a live thumbnail. Can't do that. Okay. What? Okay. You guys tell me, I guess. I don't know what to think about this. Okay, here we go. What do we got? Yeah, you can't. It was a live thumbnail. Was a thumbnail for a live stream. Yes. Don't submit live stream thumbnails. Scary monster. Scary kids fridge arts. Scariest monster ever. Okay. Fish hunting with stickmen. Okay, yeah, I think we're all a little bit lost, but that might be like the aim of this channel. It's okay. I'm seeing this scary monster thing. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Let's see. Building Buttons and Ball Pro reveals top speedrun techniques. I have to see what this is. Building Buttons and Ball. Oh, it's a rec room thing. Okay. But that's only one picture. Okay, so that word, building buttons and ball, maybe it's actually 4 different words. Dude, you're making us do some investigation work. That's not great. Okay, maybe it was 1 word. Goodness. Okay, I can see that it's rec room. It's like, it's rec room related. I can kind of see that. And now I can see that in your description, you have a rec room user thing. Okay, it's a rec room video. Okay, so first of all, let's just be clear about that it's a rec room video. I would definitely use some imagery in rec room only. This situation, it'll benefit you if you can figure out how to take a picture in third person rather than drawing it in paint, okay? And it's been a long time since I played Rec Room, but I'm pretty sure that you can do that. And then it's like a Polaroid that you can just take out and keep. So, yeah, definitely do a third person. Like, think about when I cannot believe it. I'm still breaking this one down, but think about when you watch Rec Room videos, every single thumbnail you look at, it's typically in third person where you actually see some characters or the character that's talking. Like in Minecraft, occasionally you'll have a first person view where it's the person behind the hands. But yeah, so Rec Room, I would try to figure out how to get a picture of yourself in the situation rather than doing paint. And I think that people will, like, Rec Room users will click because they're interested in what's going on with your video. So start there and then keep working at it. Okay. Oh man. You can take a pic with the share cam and it's uploaded to RecNet. Okay, yeah, I figured that there was a way to do that. I played Rec Room for like 3 or 4 days with my nephew, and I left it. Okay, we're going back to non-gaming. Why is this happening? Another person pasted this forms thing. This is the second one I've seen. I'm wondering why this is happening. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Okay, but I ain't clicking it. All right. It's not the same person because this one was like just submitted. All right, let's move on to... Don't click on unknown links. That's right, especially when you're live streaming. Nice storyboard in the back. Yeah, that's for my personal channel. It's how I organize my buckets. Buckets are at the top inside, and then sometimes, like when I have video ideas, they connect to multiple buckets, and that's, as you can see, there are some lines that go vertical and they connect to different buckets, and they're on a line of it. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Okay, copy the link to their video, then copy and paste the link into the form instead of the video link. They copied the link to their video. Hold up. They copy the link to their video, then copy and paste the link to the form instead of the video link. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that's it. At the end, John solves a cold case. Good lord. Okay. You guys ready? Remember, this one's not about gaming. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Now I fear I may have done it as well. What is Is it that easy to do? I'm curious what the... How does this happen? How are people pasting the form link? I don't know. All right, we got a talk show. Yeah, talk show, coffee. I'm seeing that. Yeah, Spanish sitcom. Podcast. Okay, what tea makes you look like you had 5 hours in the makeup room? Celeb gossip. Okay. All right. Somebody complaining. Tea brand testing. Apple juice. Okay, yeah, I don't... Okay, yeah, activity. So when I saw this, I thought, okay, they're pushing a product. Tea with Paul G. All right, so maybe it's not a product. Maybe it's a show, like a show name or a segment name. And then it's him and this person. Okay. Now, I don't have any reference to who this is. Let's see. Basketball Challenge with Cricket Wampler, a series regular from the Big Shot series on Disney Plus. Okay. Okay. All right. So, first, the Disney Plus thing is the angle that you probably want to focus on, because that's the thing that more people know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's anything interesting about her, like, why is she on your show? Is she on your show because she plays basketball? Because that's kind of what you're showing right now. Like, that she's a basketball player, and that's why she's on your show. I'm just assuming, like, if I think of, like, Oprah or whatever, if Oprah has a thumbnail, I don't even know if Oprah's on YouTube, but she had a thumbnail of a person that wasn't so well known, but she was on the show for a reason. She'd make it obvious why they were on the show. So, yeah, I would definitely go find a picture of her in that show on Disney Plus, on Big Shot, and then, like, do a side-by-side of, like, you guys. Maybe it's just an image of you in the interview, and then she is up here, and then, like, your thumbnail starts right here, right? So you just crop in on it, and then, like, her on Disney Plus with the Disney Plus logo is on that TV. That's, like, you're giving all the information. Like, this is who this is what this show is, because it's like a talk show, obviously, if you look at this image. That's what I would do. It would give enough context and make it interesting for the people that are interested in her. But this aesthetic tea theme angle that you got going on, I just don't think is interesting to many people. Yeah. If it's about tea, though, maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's move on to gaming. Let's move on to gaming. Okay, here we go. Are you getting a stream lag? Are you? The lists, while this is loading. We got 90 gaming channels and 115 non-gaming so far. Okay, so this one is gaming, but it doesn't say anything about gaming. Hold on. Okay, this person submitted in gaming, but I'm gonna let it roll. It's not about gaming, but I'm gonna let it roll. Okay, here we go. I wanted to let this one go because I think that people are gonna understand what it's about. I think. Let's get some guesses while I select a different gaming one. No views, do this. Okay. Guy complaining about not getting views. Okay, nailed it. We don't have to stay on it. So yeah, it's a guy complaining about not getting views, I think, because the title is, Can We Talk Only 5 Minutes? So, real quick, the 5-minute angle can be useful for some titles, but you're only saying it because you're not giving any information otherwise. So all you're saying with this title is, look, I want you to listen to me, and this video is only 5 minutes, so like even if I do waste your time, it's not going to be that much time. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But there's like no value offered with it. So if you said get more views in 5 minutes, then bam, there's the value. I'm going to get views and it's only going to take 5 minutes. But if you say, can we talk only 5 minutes? It's like, no, we can't, because that's 5 minutes that I could be getting views from somebody else. So yeah, just like offer value in your title. Now, if it's just like, if you're complaining and it's a rant, it's fine. But the 5-minute thing, it's not gonna sell the rant. People already know how long it is anyway. It shows it on at the bottom right of the thumbnail. But yeah, including 5 minutes with value makes sense. Without, it doesn't. Now, if you do offer value in the video, if you have some tips to give, then maybe feature that on there, like 3 tips in 5 minutes or something along those lines. That said, your thumbnail does it. I dig it. I think it really does get across what your video's about. And yeah, I mean, I would experiment with kind of changing that, like keeping the same elements, but just switching it up. Maybe the 0 view thing is 1 full thumbnail, and try that to see if it works better with that only, or the one with your face. And yeah, experiment a little, but I think you're on the right road. Okay, let me just do this. All right. This one, I think we might already have. I'm not so sure. Can't remember. I think we did. Yeah, we did. It was that Minecraft one. Number 52. Boom, do, 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 do. That was, he submitted it under gaming by accident, and I just let it roll because I wanted to talk about his title. CoQ Lewis 23, you did not submit a video link. It was just your channel link for some reason. So that's weird, because it really does look like a video link, but it only goes to your channel. And I'm not lying, because look, I mean, it looks like a video link up here, but it just goes to the channel. So I don't know what happened there. I apologize. Let's try another on gaming. Having a lot of technical problems with the form, I guess, today. Okay, hold up, real quick. Is there any chance we can get a hashtag word selection from the chat like Dan and Rub did? When somebody does that, like type hashtag this and then I'll pick it. I don't have that tool that they use. But if you like the hashtag question thing, Claudia can sort through and grab questions if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, the forms that this is what the forms are for. They're just randomly selected, and yep, that's just how it is for now. Sorry. I don't know what that means. Okay. Anyway, this one's gaming. Here we go. It was not gaming, or it was not Minecraft. It was not Minecraft, it was not Brawl Stars, it was not Roblox, it was not the other game, Stealth Mission. I'd say so. Ghost Recon. Oh, somebody knows it. Somebody knew it. It was Ghost Recon. I don't know how many people would know it if they've never played the game. Is that image like on the game cover, or do you just recognize the character? Just a little curious. Helping Sam Fisher complete his mission, Ghost Recon Breakpoint gameplay number 5. So let's just check out Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I'm curious if they include the game logo in like the popular thumbnails. Let's see. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. But nope. Nope. Wow, that is the... Well, that says breakpoint. Okay, cool. I'd say you're doing what works in the niche. I think it's fine. Several people already knew what game it was by the picture, so I would say you're on the right track. I'm not so sure if stealth mission is the most interesting words you could put in this image, but other than that, I think it's okay. It's just I'm not so sure it's like it's interesting to Ghost Recon players, but they definitely understood who it was. So I don't know if you have to change the image or not, because it does seem like these are the images that work in this niche. So if I would change anything, I would just brainstorm on what text would really make someone have to click. Okay. Maybe you find something interesting in this gameplay and you turn that into like 4 different words or whatever. That's kind of what I would try to do. Alternatively, since this game is a little bit saturated, maybe you could point out something in your gameplay that nobody else probably noticed. And since you're just getting started at 10 subscribers, like, what if this tree had a secret, right? Like, what if there was something about this tree that you could talk about that nobody else knew? Like, that's the kind of thing that would give you an edge, I'd assume. I don't, like, when it comes to saturated games, I'm not saying that it would work in Ghost Recon, but these are just the kind of things to consider. But yeah, outside of that, what works for the niche? It seems like you're doing it. Just change up that text. Yeah. Yep, that's what I would do. Okay, let's go back to non-gaming. I wish I played more games. I know a lot more about how to fix that. Okay, that's a shorts video. We can't do shorts thumbnails. Ba-da-da-da-da. Cool. I was just thinking that game channel should put the game title in the thumbnail or the title. It definitely in the title. Like, it's ridiculous if they don't include it. Like that Rec Room one, it took a lot for me to figure out it was Rec Room. Yeah, so I can't imagine a video working without that somewhere. Somewhere in the packaging, the game should have its own name in there. Okay, here is this one, but it is just it's difficult. Here we go. It's the cropping that I'm not so sure what's going on. John looks and sounds like Chris Pratt. There's another one. We should do the Chris Pratt counter. Ring review, smart tech ring, smart doorbell, smart ring review. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's what we got. It's some type of ring. But it took me a second because this part was so weird to me. It was like a crop zoom, but with the accessories cut off at the top, it almost like hurt my brain a little bit. So it looks like you took a picture of an ad and then kind of just turned it into a thumbnail. Real quick, the ring right here isn't so far away that this zoom adds anything to your thumbnail. I just want to make that, it's like barely bigger. It's almost like you're just making sure the thumbnail is wide enough, because it's not adding anything. So the best wearable tech of 2024. I'm assuming that if we search for this, we're going to see multiple pieces of tech in one thumbnail. Let's see. Okay, there's kind of two. There's one. Let's see here. There's two. There's a bunch there. Okay, so some of them work. I think if it's just two, it would work better. Most recommended wearable tech. Okay, featuring one up close does seem to work really well. So, considering that, if all of this stuff was gone and like it was a real close-up image of like somebody's ring or something, and then there was an arrow pointing at it saying something about it, I think that simplicity would get people to click, to want to understand. This just kind of looks like a picture of an ad that was kind of slapped together. I think it would help you a lot. See, that's the kind of thing I was thinking at first, a bunch of different things, but it's tough. It's overwhelming because people, like, there's something called the paradox of choice, where when you have multiple choices, you get overwhelmed that you just don't end up making any. And I think that if a thumbnail has a bunch of different things on it, it almost overwhelms the viewer to like, oh my god, there's way too much going on there, and they just move on to something simple and understandable. And I think that image of this is like the perfect version of it to me. So yeah, I would say an up close image showing whatever wearable tech you are featuring, and yeah, I think that would work. It does seem like you guys have similar titles, so that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, your title's fine. I would just feature one thing up close, and your image just has so many things going on. It needs designed purposely for YouTube, and it might have just been an ad that kind of got dissected and turned into a thumbnail. So that's a good example of why like not all pictures work as YouTube thumbnails. Whew, okay, let's move back to gaming. I'm like waiting for this thing to load. Goodness. I think it might be like time to just throw this computer out the window. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. What do we got? The background audio is Epidemic Sound. It's a 64-bit game, I guess. VR chat, neither. It's Gorilla Tag. Okay, there you go. All right, some of these people got it. Gorilla Tag. It's pretty obvious. This is one of those things. If you know the game, just like the Ghost Recon, if you know the game, you recognize the characters. And making sure, like Gibbs said, as long as the game is in the title, then you got it. You nailed it. And it is. Gorilla Tag YouTubers. I tested if Gorilla Tag YouTubers join their code. I don't know what that means. Maybe that makes sense to Gorilla Tag users. I tested if Gorilla Tag YouTubers join their code. Join their code. Okay. Do they join? All right, so I'm assuming the code is like something like a game number. I'm not so sure about that. But it probably makes sense to Gorilla Tag users. Aesthetically, I think that this is fine. I assume that the computers have something to do with this, but I like that you kind of blur them out and your foreground is the character in the text. I think that that's cool. Alternatively, if you wanted to try something else, like an example of this code, like if J-Man Curly has what you call a code, then showing their gorilla, I guess, and I don't know, like showing their code or whatever, or their level, I don't know, something along those lines, and seeing if they show up, that might work. I don't know the best way to explain that because I don't understand the code thing, but all that said, this seems to be picking up now, so I think it's working out for you. Yeah, and aesthetically, like I said, it's done really well, especially for the gorilla tech niche. It fits right in. Good job. I'd say good job. Okay, moving back to non-gaming. Yeah, non-gaming. Oh no, I closed it. Real quick, no, I won't see it because I clear it after. Don't ask Slavguard, but I'm supposed to clear it after every live stream, and I try to do it. But sometimes I clear it like right before a live stream starts, or right before the day starts of the live stream. So if you put your vid in a couple weeks ago, I've since cleared it. I probably cleared it right after that live stream. Okay. All right. This one is. That was gaming. This is non-gaming. And that's the one I selected last time. Okay. Man, my garage door just opened and it is super loud. Here we go. Oh, I thought we were about to go. Sorry. Guess we gotta wait. Okay, here we go. All right, what was that one? Be right back. John's run away. I tried to surprise you all. You might have gotten a 1-second test on this one. Did anybody see it? Simpsons in 2024. I think that's what it is. Simpsons commentary. Why the Simpsons is good again. Yeah. Yep. YouTuber lying about the state of Simpsons. Somebody's got opinions. Somebody's got opinions up in here, apparently. Oh, no. All right, yeah, it's good again. I'm assuming that Simpsons is good again. That's pretty clear, I'd say. I would definitely use yellow instead of green. Just, like, yellow pops off of blue, and you can see it pretty clearly on Homer's head. But yeah, like the green is just out of nowhere. It's uncomfortable now. I would also use a stroke as thick as Homer's stroke. Like, yeah, it would fit right in, I think. That said, how Modern Simpsons made its comeback. I like it. I think it's fine. I would just change up that text for aesthetic purposes, and I think it'll do well. This one might be an evergreen type situation. How Modern Simpsons made its comeback. You might, if you got data to prove it and it's not all opinion, if you could show some data like ratings or whatever, ratings in the 90s versus ratings in 2024, I think that could be cool too. Like you see the old school Simpsons style on the left and then the new on the right. Might work. It might. But yeah. All right. Let's, oh wait, we are doing questions here in a second, so y'all get ready to do the hashtag question. We'll do this gaming for 5 more, or, the reviews for 5 more minutes. Okie doke. That is number 63. Oh goodness, somebody. Y'all, don't, come on. Somebody put like a whole description before their link. And you're gonna know who it was because I'm picking them. Tisk tisk tisk. All right, here we go. Ready? What's this one about? While I select the other one. Let's get some guesses up in this B word. Sims 4. Nailed it, I think. I'm seeing a lot of Sims. Character customization. Ultimate Sims Guide. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Ultimate Custom Content Guide plus links. And then it just says skin up here for some reason. I think it's probably about skin. Maybe. Let's see. Ultimate Custom Content Guide. Skin details plus links. This sim. Oh, so exactly what they say in their thumbnail is their whole title, too. Okay, I would change one. I mean, goodness, there is a lot going on. Ultimate Custom Content Guide, skin details plus links. Like, skin details plus links could be in the thumbnail, and then the rest could just be in the title, and you could maybe make a Sims 4 link, or logo. But, well, you probably don't need the Sims logo, because this is clearly, like, look at the thing. So if you had skin details plus links right here, and still had it, and removed this skin thing up here, I think that would work better for you. I think you've just overcomplicated it. There's so much going on. And then, of course, you would just remove it from this title and this little slash thing, whatever that is. So get rid of that, make it the only text in the thumbnail, and I think you're good to go. Cool. All right, we are jumping back to this guy. If I can pause it. All right, non-gaming. Here we go. I don't know on that one. The Jewel says Sims on its own. Yeah, I called it a crystal, but Jewel, whatever. Good nutrients for farming. Okay, gardener seed tips, golf tips. Tea bags advertisement. Okay. Rare book. Okay, I don't know what it is. I hunted for PG tips. Okay, I think it's tea, but the only way I can tell is because of this tiny little text down here that says cups of tea that I would never see if this was on a cell phone. So I don't know what this is, first of all, and I don't know if the world does either. I think that your angle is like really cool. I've made a thumbnail like this before, and I think it works. But this thing is super confusing, so let's see. I unicycled 20 miles for a tea bag. Why would your thumbnail be this then? Like, dude. Oh my goodness. Like, even this right here is a better thumbnail idea-wise than what you picked. Dude, that straight up, this is a good idea. I unicycled 20 miles for a tea bag, but this is not conveying the idea that you want. So, back to the drawing board. Include the unicycle. That's what I would do. I mean, man, it's a cool idea. It really is. And all the content has unicycles in it. Like, dude, yeah. I think that you just thought about what works on YouTube and you really overthought it. You tried to make a package that you've seen work when, like, you had something special all along. So, yeah, back to the drawing board. I think that this video could do really well for you if you focus on the journey with the unicycle, okay? Yeah. Dude, even if it was just like a side view of like you a little bit blurred on a unicycle, like, I think it would work. And it just said like 15 miles to go at the top or something. That would be so good. All right. Yeah, you don't even have to include the tea bag. All right, let's move on from teabagging. All right, let's get some questions. As soon as I said it, I'm like, oh, okay. You got me. You got me. Okay. Is it okay to have all your thumbnails looking the same? Is there any point to thumbnail testing? Oh, that's the same person. Looking the same, like, it depends on how the same, I guess. I think it's okay in certain circumstances, but it would just have to be, I don't know, in my niche. I don't know what your niche is, but I would definitely try to, if you're a small channel, I would try to experiment with as many different styles and things as you can that are like, that makes sense for the videos until one finally works, and then double down on it for the reasons why it worked. And then if you don't know the reasons why it worked, you can keep trying things and then try something different with each thumbnail until you kind of get a clue of what works. But yeah. All right, let's move on to a different question. Why do some thumbnails that use the same format on the same channel get more views with less effort put into that design? Some thumbnails that use the same format on the same channel get more views with less effort put into the design. It's because they found something that works. They found it's, we cannot predict what the world will respond to. We don't know what the audience will love or react to, and the only way to do that is by trying different things. And when you finally find something that works, you double down on it, and then you experiment with it, trying different things, removing things, and it might seem like there's less effort, but in reality, it's an experiment to see what works and what doesn't. I think that's probably why. I think also you might be focused too much on other people and not enough on yourself. That's the crux of it. It sucks, but yeah, you just keep trying things until it works. Okay. What's your best advice if you're doing a type of niche where there aren't enough creators to use as a reference? Oh, dude, I don't know. That is so tough. All I can say is that if you love what you're doing, then keep doing it, and people will be attracted to it eventually. All you got to do is just keep putting yourself, like, you've got something special and you would love to make it your life, right? Well, then just put it out there in a Discord community. Just be open, like, this is what I do, and share clips. And the more you make, the more opportunities people will see it, and you will build your own unique community eventually. I don't know if it will blow up, but you'll be freaking happy. And I guess that's the point anyway. Yeah, so that's a tough one though. If there's nothing to compare it to, then just like follow your gut and just do what makes you happy. How shall I handle thumbnail if I don't want to reveal the original language? Titles are translated. The original language. If your video is in a different language and you're trying to bait people into watching it by making, like, if it's in Spanish and you're trying to get English people to watch it, they're not going to. They're going to leave as soon as they click and realize that it kind of got clickbaited. So yeah, I would say don't. You don't need to handle it because you shouldn't do it. If your video's in Spanish, make a Spanish words on the thumbnail, and I wouldn't translate the title either. Yeah, just like that's your watch time will go down. People won't stick around. They might not even count as views because they didn't get what they expected, and it won't work. I'm telling you, it won't. Should a channel for kids follow the same thumbnail and title rules as not for kids channels? I think general rules like the amount of elements and composition, like things that are really simple to focus on, I think that those appeal to just humans in general. But when it comes to depending on, like, kids channels, they're super colorful, and like, I guess that not all adult channels, not adult, you know what I mean, channels for older people, they don't always have to be colorful, because we're not always looking for novelty. We're looking for advice or something serious too. You know, we're multifaceted. And kids, you don't have to follow like certain color combinations and stuff like that, because like a kid just wants to see something that blows their mind and gives them dopamine, you know. So A bunch of colors, a bunch of meme, ridiculous, stupid crap can work for a kid that won't work for an adult. And that's how you end up with the term brain rot. And it becomes its own theme because the younger generation, they will click on stuff like that, while like people like me they don't. I'm just too old to get it, right? That's just how it is. So I guess not. I guess that's the answer. No, you don't have to follow the same rules. You just need to go and see what works for that niche. Like children's niche, it's like its own thing. Now, if it's like younger kids, yeah, no, you don't have to. Figure out what works for kids and do that. I needed to be asked that to understand it. Is it fine to put plain colors for backgrounds and thumbnails if most of the background would be covered anyway? Yeah, I see it all the time. Plain backgrounds. I mean, look at Diary of a CEO. It's like a plain black background, a famous person on the right, and then the quote on the left with like a box behind it. Yeah, people do it all the time. It's totally fine. I think the simpler the better sometimes, honestly. Most of the time. What do you think about having a small channel logo on the thumbnail, like how the Yes Theory does? I think it makes sense for people over 100,000 subscribers. Anything lower than that, I think people try to do it to build something that they think they'll want in the future, when in reality they might be just complicating a thumbnail. And like, dude, if you're still small anyway, I don't know. I don't think there was a point to it personally, but yeah, if it doesn't get in the way, I tell everybody, do you. If it makes you happy to put something small in there and like you feel like it makes this theme or this branding thing that you got going on, it's fine. But if it's big and gets like if it's so big it becomes another element of the thumbnail that people have to focus on, get rid of it. That's my opinion. What can I do when I don't have any idea how to improve my thumbnails more? Well, it sounds like you gave up, so I would recommend not doing that. I'd recommend taking a break and doing something else for a little while, maybe playing some video games or walking outside, because the attitude you seem to have gives me the impression of burnout, and it sucks. Seriously, burnout is one of the worst things that a creator can experience, and you're not going to get through it by pushing through it. It's one of those things that you do need to take a step back, unless you want to hate doing YouTube forever. In that case, go ahead, keep pushing, see what happens. The fact is, this type of attitude, I don't have any idea how to improve my thumbnails more. It means that you're not open to it right now, probably. I can always improve. I know I can. Whether I want to in that moment or not depends on like how much energy I have, am I burnout, that sort of thing. You can find ideas, you can go search, you can study. There are millions of things to look out there, millions of videos to watch, live streams or whatever, but it seems like you don't have the energy for it right now. I'd recommend taking a break. Take a break! Do you have any advice for whether or not one should have a picture of oneself in a thumbnail depending on a niche? Yeah. If you are the main character, if you're the focus of the video, like if you're a Let's Play channel and a lot of people, I know you're hearing the same advice over and over, but I keep getting asked the same questions, and I'm going to do a video with all the most popular questions. That's the next one I'm working on for vidIQ, so we can kind of lead people to that. But for now, I'll continue answering. I've been asked this a lot, by the way. Think Thrive, so it's no biggie. Putting your face in a thumbnail just to do it, I think is a mistake personally, unless the video is about you. And Let's Plays is the only gray area, like person gaming, but they are the main character and not the game, because it's their reaction that people are watching for. So it makes sense to put your face in a Let's Play. If you're giving tips or something, like let's say woodworking, and you're trying to show something, if you're in the thumbnail, fine, as long as like you're holding the thing that you're trying to show. I recently did a creator now breakdown of this lady who was she was teaching parents, like mothers and teachers, kids games that they can play to learn math or spelling or stuff like that. And so she's showing them how to do all these games, but the thumbnail was just like a drawing of a game, and then it was a picture of her going like this. It was just like a pose, and it didn't make sense. She was only in the thumbnail because she was in the thumbnail. There was no purpose. And of course, the advice I gave her was, if you're interacting with the game that you're teaching, then it makes sense. If you're holding something that you're teaching, it makes sense. But just you doing a pose does not make sense. So hopefully that makes sense. It's all about if you're the star of the show or not. And oftentimes, when it comes to education, you're not. What's the best advice you have ever had and stuck by? The best advice, I don't know, like, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one, because I could answer it with something cliche like never stop learning or whatever. I guess, I don't know. I don't want to answer that. I will answer that next week. Okay, we're gonna take it there. That's a really good question. I'm gonna think on that one. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Houghton Bonsai. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Good job. I was puzzled. Thanks, Claudia. All right, y'all. Until next Wednesday, I will see you then. Same time, same place, and I will get the stream uploaded sooner so more people can have time to join. Okay? See you later.